Would you please welcome this month's contestant from Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. Chris Louie. Now, Chris, we have heard your story. We saw the video. Chris Louie, this is your Gut Check.
Well, there's nothing like having to prove yourself and impress the Gut Check judges like a match against Mr. Intensity. Badass attitude of Gunner. Going to be quite a test for young Chris Louie, and boy, no soft touches when it comes to Gut Check. Only the toughest proving ground, and Chris Louie has to prove that he deserves it.
Well, you know, we've seen last week and this week those profile packages on Mr. Louie, and, you know, I'll tell you, the young man has been through a lot, and he's got a lot on his plate, obviously. And add this to a big chunk on his plate, dealing with someone like Gunner.
The two words that I think about for Chris Louie: hungry and motivated. As the shoulder block takes down Gunner, he goes right for the pin early on. How great was it to see, in the words of Sting? Here's another pin attempt by Louie. In the words of Sting, how great was it to see Hollywood Hulk Hogan back task?
God, Hulk Hogan enraged, redemption, taken out on a few of those aces and eights, fellas. I mean, I feel like the aces and eights, they went from the hunter to the hunted now. You know what I'm saying?
Just like that.
Yep.
But then in the back of your mind, you have to know that overall threat of aces and eights still looms over the impact zone as the young man fights back. Series of right hands, and then Louie shut down as Gunner went for the shortcut, but then Louie comes back, caught him at the drop kick that leads to a pin, and boy, not getting much past a one count.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Louie's got to try and string together a few moves to try and get some momentum. That might be it. Ooh. You know, it's just it's a situation where you're giving up a lot of experience, size, and power to someone like Gunner, who has, you know, the moniker of Mr. Intensity, which isn't a gimmick. I mean, that's what this guy is, Gunner. He's just loaded with intensity. So, again, Chris Louie has been through hell and back in his life, as we've seen via those video packages. But being in between the ropes with someone like a Gunner, it's a different animal once the bell rings.
As one of the three Gut Check judges, I've got to ask you already, Taz, first impressions on Chris Louie.
Well, frankly, in my opinion, he seems a little... He's aggressive, he seems intense, but he's made a few mistakes in this match that jumped out to me like a sore thumb. So, but you know what? Let's see. The match isn't over yet. He's still bringing a fight, you know, and then he's got to keep that pressure on. And he's, you know, 3 punches isn't going to be enough.
Follows up the strikes with first a clothesline.
Yeah, well. Chris Louie's got to keep that pressure on. See, that hesitation there, okay, fine. He picks the man up on a Samoan drop, but that little hesitation, you know, when you're ready to be on a prime time, man, and be on stage like TNA, you don't waste time like that. You go right after it.
Off that fall-away slam, Chris Louie to the top, and no reward on the high-risk move.
See that? No hesitation. Louie misses the move. Gunner zones in for his move. And you're going to get a pinfall right here. You can tell. There it is. Well, as far as intestinal fortitude and desire, I think young Mr. Chris Louie showed that. I really do. I think he showed heart, he showed fortitude, but just giving up way too much experience under the bright lights and the big red light on live TV known as Impact Wrestling.
And we will find out 1 week from tonight whether Chris Louie is able to get a TNA Impact Wrestling contract, and now it is time for our Direct Impact of the Night. It's brought to you by Direct Auto Insurance.
You see right here, this was right before Louie missed the move, and you saw how quick Gunner sees the opportunity. Fireman carries his man, dumps him, and grabs himself to victory. That's how it's done.
And that's tonight's Direct Impact of the Night. It's brought to you by Direct Auto Insurance. For a free quote, it's 877-GO-DIRECT. or visit directgeneral.com. And there's Mr. Anderson. He's on his way to the ring on this unpredictable edition of Impact Wrestling. Will Anderson call somebody out? We're going to find out next on Open Fight Night.
EY, where the hell have you been? It's been 3 weeks. I sent you over some fried chicken. I'm hungry. Sent you over some beer. I know, I get it. You're a big fisherman, superstar, traveling all over the world, catching sharks, catching tuna. What you need to be doing is catching your wife. You need to bring back your pole and fish in these Great Lakes. Yeah, that's right. My fish are jumping, boy. Boom! And don't forget the fried chicken. Yeah, damn, boy. Oh, I'm feeling a little. Hey, what's your name? It doesn't matter. How old are you?
A fish are jumping. It's more like whales. Fish. Huh.
3 weeks?
It's going to be some warm beer and cold chicken.
No way to predict what's going through the mind of Mr. Anderson when it comes to Open Fight Night. Challenge issued is a challenge that has to be accepted.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is my very last Bound for Glory series matchup. And I just so happen to save the biggest, the baddest, the toughest, nope. Yep. And the meanest for last. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, my opponent this evening hails from New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, Bully Ray.
Wow. It's part of the balanced schedule in the Bound for Glory series. On Open Fight Night, Mr. Anderson goes with his final Bound for Glory series matchup because every man has to face the other 11 competitors in singles competition. Anderson down to his final one-on-one chance to pick up points. But he's got to go through Bully Ray.
Yeah, tough sledding right here for Mr. Anderson to deal with that right there. One bad apple in Bully Ray. Looking good in the BFG series, obviously with 48 points, or points, depending what part of the country you're from.
Now that we know that this match is in the Bound for Glory series, quick update, Taz.
Oh yeah, again, the red line of death right there. As you can see, Mr. Anderson's in that 8th spot, so he really needs to grab some points. This is his last opportunity here, so either get a submission victory, which would get him 10 points, or a pinfall victory, which would gain him 7. Yes, I said 7.
And Bully Ray, he's just right underneath that top 4. You saw him in a tie for 5th place. Big chance here for the Bully with a victory. 7 points for the pin, 10 for a submission to get into that top 4 that you need.
Thought there was an echo in here for a minute. What, are you stealing my lines now? What are you doing here? Come on.
Just bringing it forward.
I got you, son. I got you.
What you taught me, right?
Yeah. Here we go, man. I like this matchup right here. What's not to like, right?
And especially when you consider what's on the line and what's at stake. The opportunity to get into that top 4 and the opportunity to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship in October at Bound for Glory, our biggest pay-per-view event of the year.
Got a big fight feel right here between Anderson and Bully Ray. Right here live, baby, on Impact Wrestling. See both men kind of a little hesitant to make that first move, that real big move.
Both men tentative at the outset, as Taz pointed out. And, you know, while it was so great to see Sting and Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, working together, boy, I just have this feeling with the threats looming, the long and painful night, that this Impact Wrestling roster does not let their guard down.
Oh, you can feel it, man. Listen, aces and eights, they're not done. They're not done. Something's going to go down here. There's more of them floating around here. I said before.
Just think of the numbers.
Absolutely. We saw like, what, 10, 11, 12, whatever the heck it was at the tippy top of the show on those bikes. How many guys was there?
We saw 2 come out right at the top.
Right.
We just saw 3 in the back, so that tells you right there.
Look at this now. Bully Ray dumping Anderson right on the back of his head.
Powerful backdrop suplex leads to a pin and a 2 count. More of this Bound for Glory series matchup. Bully Ray, Mr. Anderson right after this. Ooh, right into the post. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Impact Wrestling Live. Bully Ray drops the elbow, leads right to the pin, and a 2 count on Mr. Anderson. Bully back to the well a second time. This a Bound for Glory series match with Anderson and Bully Ray.
I mean, listen, the offense, the onslaught by Bully on Anderson has just been something to see. I mean, during his break, pure beatdown.
Full court press.
Yes, sir.
From Bully Ray. Own a piece of history, ladies and gentlemen. Slammiversary, the 10-year anniversary for TNA Wrestling. We celebrated one of the most memorable nights in company history. DVD. It's available now.
Look at that, Bully Ray just dropping. Well, there's a pop-up. He caught the pop-up. Bully Ray again, oh, here we go, cover.
You have no infield fly rule on that, as Bully Ray just continues this beatdown. Anderson's just never had a chance really to get untracked in this match.
No, he hasn't. I mean, again, giving up that size and power to Bully Ray. And Anderson might be giving up a little bit of experience, too, here to Bully. I mean, Anderson knows what he's doing in there, a former World Heavyweight Champion. But Bully doesn't make many mistakes in between those ropes.
Powerful blows with the cross-face shots and strikes from the Bully. Assault continues. High overhead suplex. Another pin. And another near fall. Both men desperately fighting to pick up the valuable, all-important points in the Bound for Glory series. Trying to move up the standings. And that goal is to finish in the top 4. We will find out at No Surrender when the top 4 move on. Our No Surrender pay-per-view in September. Exactly who it is that challenges for the championship in October. And this matchup, it's still all Bully Ray.
Sure is. I mean, you know, it's tough right now for Anderson. He's got to try and find an opening to get some momentum on his side here, Mike.
Anderson has the support of the Impact Zone crowd, but it hasn't helped him to this point. Off the slam, here comes the Bully out of the corner.
Well, talk about no mistakes by Bully. That's what I said earlier. I stand corrected. Big mistake right there. Anderson had the wherewithal to get himself out of the way. Can Anderson capitalize, Mike?
This is the opening. Anderson's been waiting for minutes just to get to this point, but I'm not sure that Anderson isn't worn down to the point where maybe he doesn't have that comeback in him. Anderson on hands and knees crawls back to confront the Bully as both men exchange.
Both men going punch for punch. Anderson seems like he's getting fired up with every punch he's getting